Namaste, namaste. I'm excited today. This evening, this afternoon, bringing in the 7th night of Navratri. And for this beautiful beginning of Saraswati's Puja nights, I have my dear sister, friend, student, teacher, Julia Rugo, here with me. And we're going to do something very special. Julia also is a yoga instructor. She's a meditation and energy alignment coach. And we have been practicing Bhakti Yoga together for a number of months now. So it's been really a beautiful journey. And I've learned so much from her. And, this is like Saraswati's time now. So with Saraswati energy, I get really involved with wanting to share more practical things, more philosophy, more theory and ideas about why we are and why we do the things that we do. And of course, also all the music. So we wanted to kind of come in here together and share some space and talk a little bit about Bhakti Yoga and what that has kind of done for us and our practices and our lives and our work and our missions and our purpose, right? Because it's kind of a big deal about soul aligning, and that's like something that I really like to focus on when it comes to this practice of devotional yoga. So Julia had kind of commented to me a couple of beautiful things, and that sparked the idea of us having this conversation together to share with other people. One of the things I just want to start with right off the bat is the way you expressed Bhakti Yoga to me by calling it elemental practice and sound practice and this like mixing of all of these things with yoga and that like beautiful connect and description. So can you tell me like what does it mean to you when you say I'm a Bhakti Yogini or I practice sounds? What?
Yeah, so Bhakti Yoga to me, devotional yoga, has gone so much farther than just me at my instrument. I've been able to apply it to all parts of my yoga practice and all parts of my life, really. It is the element of sound, so I tend to talk about it as my sound practice. And as I do this, I realize that it's my voice activating. So it's this element of our throat chakra that's being called upon and stimulating and channeling all the energies within us through our greatest ability to connect. Because our voice is our connection. It's our connection tool. It's the connection to the people around us. It's the connection to even the earth, singing to the birds or singing with your instrument. So Bhakti Yoga for me is bringing that ability to devote yourself to your practice in an elemental sense, like the sound, the wind, the voice, in a sacred space and container. And I've seen that with my asana movement practice or my meditation practice as well. Once I practiced bhakti and knew that I was devoting this time to a certain energy or invocation, then my asana practice or my meditation also became a devotional piece of me. Because we're devoting ourselves to a certain practice each time we're practicing. And that's really what yoga is about. It's about union and devoting ourselves, allowing ourselves to surrender to what's around us.
Yeah. And I love the way you say it, like the focusing of the energy, because that's the devotional practice right there. And that's in essence what we mean by saying Bhakti Yoga. right? It's like a devotional yoga, our union with all that is, and all the different divine energies that we pull in, and they're different, right? And like that's what we kind of like start to learn when we practice. Like a couple of beautiful comments you made to me in regards to the different chants that we worked with, Ramadasa being one of them, the Kundalini chant, and how that shifted so much in your, you know, physical life, your work life, your movement into your, I almost wanted to say your career life rather than your work life.
Yeah.
You know, like your mission, your soul work.
Life's work.
Yeah, and like kind of clearing the space for you to just find that this is where I really need to move forward. And then the other thing you said to me was about how the working with the ma chants was different, completely felt different. And that's where we're at this time of year right now, and this practice with these Navratri nights is really surrendering to that mother energy, and how humbling that can be, because it's like, whew, we don't really know what we're going to get when we just say, okay, Ma, like I surrender to you, you know, like in that channel where I'm saying no time to stall, you know, mother is calling, the work must be done. It's like you hear that call, you know that it's your time, and you just say, okay, even if I don't know what to do next, or I don't know where to go next, or I'm confused about my path or my dharma or whatever. It's just saying yes. And when you're saying like opening the channel with your throat, your connection to everyone, our throat chakra lives right on top of our heart chakra. So the more work we do through moving that energy here, it's just clearing that space for us to be more clear here.
Yes.
Right? And it's almost cool because like we're talking about bringing energy down. So when heaven and earth connect through our chakra systems and whatnot, and you probably can explain this better through energy alignment and what have you, but you know, what's coming down through here, that open channel that starts to come through these practices, that third eye, throat's right in the center, right? What are you pulling up from the earth energy? All your love, your life, your power, your heart, cleansing all these areas so that I can like come through this channel.
Yeah.
And really, I don't think about it as like being such a powerful center, but it really is, huh?
It is. It's made all the difference in my life. By taking this practice on has activated my purpose. I've known my purpose all along. I've known it. It's been shown to me. But by taking on the voice practice and that beginning with Ramadasa, which is channeling the higher self into the physical plane, and using that voice, my voice, in my practice, it was, your voice is your activation tool because your voice is bringing places. We can't stay silent in our lives. We need to stand up for ourselves. And the only way to do that is through action and voice, clear communication, speaking your truth, all of those things. And so this masculine and feminine energy, I've definitely worked with both now. And I'm seeing how they intertwine, you know, even in yoga, like I was talking about, we have 3 energy channels within us. And one is our main energy channel, the Sushumna. And then we have our right, which is the sun. And when I'm going to relate this to actually elements again, rather than masculine, feminine, sun is elemental, and that is technically the masculine. And then left is elementally the moon, our feminine side. And when those two properly dance together, just like they're dancing within our bodies, our masculine and our feminine, sun moon energies are dancing within each other, then we are in full balance and we can utilize our life most fully, I feel. And these ma energies now, leaning into that season, fall, away from the summer sun, for example, it's a whole new feeling, and I've been really feeling it. I've seen the change in myself, in my offerings, and how we need both of them. We need to be nurturing and loving and standing for ourselves. We also need that push to move forward, that action.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's all encompassing. And it's true. And that's like why, when we just take the time to sit and be with these energies, we're still activating ourselves. We're still using our masculine and our feminine qualities, because when I think about chanting, it's kind of like I'm in both of those places equally, right? Because initially I am in a place of my masculine energy, right? Especially instrumentation. I'm thinking about that. And then that's part of the practice, though, right? We practice and we practice and we practice. We do the activity to be able to then step out of the way. And you clearly can make that defining, I don't know what to say, like what that word is, but like there's a defining moment when you've become tuned enough to not think anymore.
Yeah.
So at first, when we take on like a chant practice, or we start with an instrument or something like this, it takes some time, right? We really do have to use our minds. But the idea is, the more you practice, the more you flow. The same with asana practice. The more we breathe into it, the more we get tuned into our body, our instrument, our temple. We don't think anymore, we just flow. And when you're in that state, that to me feels much more feminine in its quality. So with the practices that have been coming through for me this week, I've really tried to maintain that energy of the feminine quality of self, not to push too hard, not to do more than felt appropriate, not to really give too much, right? Like not to overextend it, but to be comfortable in that feeling of like, this just feels enough, just feels just good right now, or just like sitting outside and letting it flow. What should we do today? What would you like me to do today, mother? Less of the thinking, more of the being, and honoring that space. So
I've found as I honor that space, that mother, I am then able to move forward more easily. Rather than pushing, which has been a whole transition for me, and a transition that the world is in right now, really, from going, never stopping, to I'm tired right now, so I'm just going to lay down for a moment, or I just need to walk outside. And once I honor that, then I can move forward and do the task that's at hand.
Right.
Yeah.
100%. And so something that we thought about, well, I kind of thought about it, but then I shared it with Julia, and we're going to share it with you, is that now that we're in this virtual age of doing and sharing and having practices done this way, not so much togetherness in the physical realm, it's changed a lot of chant practice for me. And it's actually maybe instilled more the core value of what it was for me from the beginning. And that was a time where I was sitting with others and I was actively participating in a listening process. So when we do kirtan, that's really like what we're practicing. We're practicing a call and response type of experience together, where I call something and then I'm going to wait for that recall and I'm going to listen, right? But now when I'm doing kirtans and I'm doing them virtually and I'm by myself in a room and I'm just singing, it feels more like a performance, and it feels less like an interactive quality, or a dance. or a feeling of equality, which is what I super strive for with people that I practice with, is that you have a voice, you have your own channel, you have your own filtration of energy bodies and chakras and alignments and all of these things, and it's going to come out of you. And I want to hear that, because that's me honoring the divinity in you. Right? And then we go back and forth and we do this dance, and we receive and we give and we receive and we give. And I love that. So we're going to try to do that. We're going to try to do that. We're going to honor a prayer for Saraswati Ma. And thank you for all of your beautiful sharing. I mean, I think that we could talk and we can do this for like an hour, but just to be, mindful of time and whatnot today. Om Sam Saraswati Namo Nama is a bija mantra for Saraswati. And I've spoken a lot about Amachi this week, being as she really was a defining person, a saint in my life, who gave me her darshan, she gave me her blessing, she hugged me, and she gave me this mantra. And I didn't share it for a very long time. I felt like it was like something I was supposed to hold on to and keep a secret, and it was just for me. But I've since realized that, Saraswati is so defining in all of our lives, because she's the mother of knowledge, and so what we can share, what we choose to share, becomes a blessing to those we share it with. So I love Saraswati Ma very much. And the other half of this is Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, beautiful prayer for peace, which Amachi also loves to pray. So that's kind of a strong dedication to her. And in the lineage of that line of practice, they would do 9 of the Loka Samastas for the 9 nights of Navratri. Okay. But we're just going to flow. And since my harmonium is down right now, I'm going to use my guitar. Julia is going to use a harmonium. We're going to offer you our voices and our hearts and our, blessings today, or this evening, whenever you choose to watch this, or however we choose to share this, right? Yeah. Are you ready?
Ready. So you instrument and me instrument?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I think that sounds like a fabulous idea.
All right.
Since I'm so much missing my harmonium right now, I have to listen to yours until she comes back around. Om Sam Saraswati Namo Nama. Om Sam Saraswati Namo Nama.
Om Sam Saraswati Namo Om Sam Saraswati Namo Namah.
Oops. We also make mistakes. That's beautiful too, huh? Om Sam Saraswati Namo Namah. Om Sam Saraswati Namo Namah.
Om Sam Saraswati Namo Namah. Namo Namah.
Om Sam Saraswati Namo Namah. Om Sam Saraswati Namah.
Om Sam Saraswataye Namo Namah. Om Sam Saraswataye Namo Namah.
Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu.
Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu.
Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu.
Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu.